Quality in Sales, brought to you by Michael Bader, State Farm Agency, First and River. Get your new policy quote in over to Mike's gals at the office or himself. He'll take great care of you. We're running a few minutes late. We apologize for that, but we've got a fantastic guest in the studio today after a couple guests virtually. So glad to have a guy back in the studio with us, Pancho Olea.
Pancho.
That's the second time I
Pancho's
butchered
the
somebody's
man.
name.
Yeah.
My apologies. Olea.
Yeah.
And man, I don't know about you, Mike, but I'm super excited. Obviously, Pancho's your boy. I know a little bit about you. We've followed each other on Facebook for the last 5 or 6 years. You're very vocal about your recovery, your the way it's impacted your business, and more importantly, I think your family life.
Yeah. It's been the biggest blessing. I probably wouldn't be here, sitting here. Probably be dead, back in prison if I did not make the changes.
So let's start. I'm curious to know.
And I got to say one thing, man.
Say it.
If you're ever in a bad mood, if you're feeling down, if you're just in your head, give our boy Pancho a call. He puts life in perspective.
He's like a walking adrenaline shot.
He's phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
He's as good as they get.
Well, and I think,
Thank you, brother.
And I think because we've been through some pretty dark moments, it's like, we get a lot of pleasure and a lot of, it's part of maybe God's purpose in our life is to make people feel as good as they can, because we know the opposite of that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to point out your flaws, but I mean, people just need hey, how you doing? Hello. Hey, it's good to see you. We're losing that right now. Everybody's like, well, Mike did this and Mike did that and they did this, but what about the good things they're doing? You know what I mean? Because we're programmed to walk in a room and look for what's wrong instead of what's right. And they did a study like a while ago where they have all these little kids in a room and the teacher's outside and they have all these problems on the board, math problems, and one of them's wrong. And the teacher walks in and all these kids, number nine's wrong, number 9. But what about the ones that are right? And that's how we're programmed now, to look for the wrong. And I'm just trying to, change it, try to, help out people that are struggling, that are just trying to get through the day, because some of us, it's hard for them to get up. It's hard for them to go through the day because they know bad stuff is coming their way. So if you could just, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. You probably just saved that person for the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so much negativity, so much hate, so much, pointing out fingers and you did this and you did that. But hey, just hello, how you doing? How you doing today? You know what I mean? It's good to see you.
It's just positivity.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
even,
We're losing that. We're losing
Facebook,
it.
Pancho's got his posts, he's always with his beautiful wife, his family, it's just constant, it's just good energy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't always that way, though, right?
No. It was just it was if I could say, I don't know if it was controlled chaos, but it was just chaos.
Yeah.
It was just noisy.
And you thrived on that.
Oh yeah, I lived off that. I lived, in chaos.
Yeah.
I loved it. It started with me. I took care of everybody around me, but it ended with me. I had to make sure I was still doing what I wanted to do, and everybody around me was good, but it started with me, and it ended with me, and it was just the selfishness, And that it's, we battle ourselves. If we let our selfish ways win, we're not going to be in a good place. And that's what I try to do, is not let my selfish ways win. The old Pancho against the new Pancho. Who wins? Whoever you feed more. And all of us, whoever you feed the bad Pancho, he's going to run around like a maniac. You feed the good Pancho, he's going to stay in control. He's going to do what he needs to do. So that's the battle that we have every day. Battle with you, battle with you. That's the real battle. It's not against anybody else. It's about who you're going to let win for that day. That's what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
Well, it's easy to do bad. It's harder to do good. Right?
Dude, think about it. To be good is hard work. To be bad, I could take off right now, start drinking, go to the casino, drink and drive, and crash and make a disaster and throw away 12 years within 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And, I have an addictive personality, and anything I do, I just do.
Right.
Whatever I do, I do. You know what I mean? Whether it's roofing, whether it's pickleball, whether, eating, whether drinking, whatever it is, I have to make sure I'm doing it. Like, there's 0 to 100 miles an hour. That's it. I don't have a middle gear. I'm going from 0 to 100.
Right.
So I need to be careful on what I do, what I pick and choose. So if I'm going to go 0 to 100, I need to do it good, in the good things, And that's what I'm trying to do.
So what about your background? Tell us a little bit, just growing up, all that stuff.
Growing up, in Barrio Hollywood, good parents.
Yes. Definitely great parents.
Good parents.
Especially mama.
And just, made some bad choices. You know what I mean? I didn't need to do the things I did. But my mom and dad, they gave me everything. And they were there. My dad worked, in the mine almost 30 years. My mom was home, making food, 3 meals a day, cooking, cleaning.
She's still doing that.
Yeah,
boys.
she's still doing that.
That's her love language.
Yeah.
Fixing.
Oh
meals.
man.
Yeah,
She's great.
yeah.
We
And
go over there and there's a spread.
Yeah.
She takes care of everybody.
Yep. So, and I just wanted a little bit more, and there we go back to letting the selfish ways win, started selling a little weed here, a little weed there, started seeing a little bit of money. So, just started dibbling, dabbling, and then I just liked it. I liked the money, got the beeper, got hit it from my parents, and, started drinking at 16, and just lost my way, you know what I mean? Just started, the money and liking the power that comes with it, walking in somewhere, people know who you are, it's gonna have a good time. Pancho's here, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna party, we're gonna go over here. And that's what happened, And then I ended up, spiraling out of control and got a couple DUIs. Then I got picked up by DA, went away, to prison, came out, still doing the same shit for a while. And I just one day just woke up sick and tired of being sick and tired, bro. Made a promise to Donkey, to my daughter, no more drinking, no more selling drugs. And God just came and got me.
So I have a question, and I know a little bit about your story.
Yeah.
I know your mom seems to be a very religious person, right?
Yeah.
She's always sprinkling the holy water on the
Yeah.
cars before you
Yeah.
guys travel and all
Yeah.
this stuff, and it's amazing to see. So it sounds like the way you grew up with wonderful parents. Obviously, I can see the emotion in you, the love that you have for your folks. Your dad has passed on. Is that
No.
correct?
My
no,
dad
no.
is here.
His
He's
dad's
just
rocking.
old goat. He's
Okay.
just old goat.
He's just in the background.
He's in the
just chilling.
background, chilling, doing whatever he wants, man.
My apologies.
No
Yeah.
stress, man.
Yeah.
So my question is this: so you grew up, were your folks religious? Were they
Yes.
were not preaching to you, but were they like, hey, this is probably the right way to do things, and this is probably not the right
Yeah,
way?
we go to church on Sundays, a bunch of little kids from the neighborhood, and they would go to Pat's Chili Dogs, and Charlie would make sure that we went to church. And if we went to church and let them know what the priest was talking about, we got a bag of fries and a soda for $1. And it was a full bag, and all of the kids would go there, and he would give everybody, a full bag of French fries and a soda for $1.
Good motivation, right
Yeah,
there.
it's
Just a good sense of community.
Yeah,
out there, man. Barrio Hollywood is.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So was there like an internal struggle, like so you start doing bad in your words,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Was there an internal battle or struggle with you where you're like, hey, I know this probably isn't the right thing to do. However, it's easy to do bad.
Yeah, the selfishness, man. It just took over. You know what I mean?
Self-will run riot.
Yeah, it's just just an addiction. The money, the girls, the partying, the gambling, and being able to do whatever you want, when you want, how you want. You could go in and turn a room around real quick because that's what you did, and so it was just it was the wild Pancho. He was out. You know what I mean? And he was out of control. And I was nice. I was good to people and everything, but like I said, I had to start with me, and it had to end with me. Mm-hmm. So everybody was good around me, but I had to make sure I was better. Mm-hmm. And that was the struggle, But that's why my life, spiraled out of control. Got my 2 DUIs, got picked up by DA, had to go to prison, and lost time with my kids, lost time, with my parents. And the crazy thing was that my mom was actually happy I got in trouble because she knew where I was at. She knew where I was gonna be because there was times I didn't answer for a whole week because I was out running around doing whatever I wanted, and they're just like, we're waiting for that phone call that they found him somewhere, they killed him, they robbed him. He's in an alley somewhere. Like, so that's a lot of stress on my parents.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest regrets that I have. That my parents just worried so much for me.
Yeah.
For 41 years, man, they were just like, what is this guy doing? Like, where is he? And I'd show up and and let's go to Vegas and let's go, you know what I mean? And then disappear for a while and then show up. Come on, let's go here. Dad, let's go to a fight. Dad, this. And it's just like, what are they gonna do? Yeah. They're just going along because they're there with me. They see me. We're having a good time, but they're just like, we don't know what he's gonna do next.
Imagine how much prayer was involved on their behalf,
dude,
right?
My poor mom. Yeah. And then when I went away, she was like, she told me when I got out, like I was happy because I knew where you were. I knew you were there, and you called every day, and I knew you were there. Yeah. So I knew you were safe. God forbid something happened in there in the right or whatever, but I knew you were okay, and I knew where you were.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest blessings right now is that my phone is on 24/7 for them.
Yeah.
They call me, my mom calls me 10, 15 times a day.
Yeah.
And I answer. Where before I wouldn't.
Right.
So now they can sleep. Now they can rest.
That's incredible.
Now they can, they told me they can go in peace because they know I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's incredible.
And they don't have that worry. And that's one of the things that hurts me the most. The worrying I had my parents, just having them worry for me. And I'm glad now that they have peace. They know I'm going to be good. My kids are good. My granddaughter's going to be good. And when,
You're taking the baton.
yeah. When God's ready to take them, they're going to go in peace. They're not going to worry, hey, where's my son? Or, they're going to be like, he's where he needs to be.
So I really relate to that. My folks, unfortunately, my dad died when I was in prison. And I actually think it was like, everybody in prisons, they didn't do it, right? Everybody's innocent, right?
Everybody's innocent.
But no, I did what I did. And honestly, I feel the same way. Like your mom felt, I felt that way about myself once I got out. I was like, man, thank God I was in prison because I probably would have OD'd on the street because me and my dad were close. My aunt was the only one. My mom died a few years later, but my aunt just passed away this past November. She's the only relative that saw me get sober. And for the last 5 years of her life, I was able to go visit her at her home, over there on the west side too, and take her trash out and do the dishes and do everything that I could. And it was a great feeling, knowing I was right there by her bedside when she passed.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to help people to the day I die, to overcome addiction, to overcome what they're going through. That was my promise to her. She passed. So it's such a great feeling, man. And I feel so honored to have that, ability to do that. So.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a great feeling. I go to my mom's every day. I'm there, once, twice a day. I have my shop there and check on her. The boys check on her. She makes some burritos. Everybody's good. You want food. So it's good for her. And then Luna, my granddaughter, came into this world.
How old's your granddaughter?
She's 10 months.
Okay.
And she's just the biggest blessing that we could ask for. She's brought my mom and dad new life, a will to live longer so they can see her walk and talk. And my daughter's just, beautiful. She's doing murals again. Donkey graduated. He's in Arkansas, living there. He's coaching. He's actually coaching his first game today, college, at the team he played at. I just got off the phone with him a little while ago, just as you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before we got here.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign. He's a good kid, good Christian boy. Don't drink, don't smoke. You know what I mean? He's on the right path. And
and also correct me if I'm wrong, but you said, I think in one of your posts, that he came to you and asked you, why are you doing this, or can you quit for us, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And that was a big motivation.
No,
for
that
him,
was
correct?
that was the biggest thing, and just he would see me and I'd be like, hey, we're gonna go hit tomorrow, and okay, Dad, and we're doing stuff in the backyard, and 7:00, Dad, You know, you said we're gonna go hit. Dad, it's 8 o'clock. Dad, it's 10 o'clock. Dad, it's 12, and you said you were gonna take me at 7. Ah, shit. Okay, son, get up, load the truck up, go. I'm feeling like shit. Hung over, everything. We're working, and that wasn't fair to him or my daughter. And he stayed there. And then I ended up moving to my mom's. He was there every day with me. He wouldn't want to go home, and I still struggled for about a year and a half there, just drinking. Drinking every other day. You know what I mean? Just trying to just forget everything. I kind of got pushed out of the drug game already. I couldn't find a job. He's there by my side, man. He's just there, watching everything. My mom, they're praying for me. I'm struggling still, and just one day I just said, I'm done. I'm done. And God, I need God in my life. And God said, okay, I'm gonna test you, and I'm gonna drag you through the mud to see if this is what you really want. And he put it to me, man. He made me do some work that I never thought I would ever do in my life. You know what I mean? I had to clean restrooms at the U of A, dorms, $10 an hour, cleaning toilets, mopping, kitchens, just the garbage bags walking out, they're busting, I have to pick it up, and it's 2 hours a day, 3 times a week. 4 hours a day, 3 times a week. So it was like $40 a day. And then I get home and the kids needed something. I'm like, I got $20 each. You guys can have it. So they'd only take 20 for little things they need and leave me with 20 so I could get gas or whatever. So, I was very grateful that they were good kids because they were used to a nice, lifestyle in Disneyland and SeaWorld and here and Vegas.
You had a house.
And everything, yeah. And,
Everything.
they had everything. And then to have nothing, and they, they understood it. You know what I mean? But they never left my side. They, they encouraged me, and I just, I had to go through some rough water, man. Rough water. And a lot of people would say, like, oh, yeah, I know what you've been through, but they don't. You know what I mean? They really don't. Unless you've been through the trench of getting sober and losing everything and moving back to your mom's house where you grew up and not have a penny to your name and just in debt and creditors calling you, and until you've gone through that, man,
Well, and I think especially if you're making fast money and you're, you know how to turn $100 into 1,000 real fast.
Yeah.
Then, that temptation can be there early on because you see your kids, they're wanting a little more, the new shoes, the baseball bat, whatever. And, so that takes a lot of courage just to stay the route and understand that.
No.
Exactly.
Put your ego in check.
I had guys coming, from the other side where like they knew I was struggling, like, here, take this 10 grand and, just get back in. Go to Chevrolet Watson, pick out a truck. Man, no. And dude, when you have no money and they're offering this money.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And you're like, no, you know what I mean? I can't because I made a promise. And they're still coming to the house. So then I'd go work at the U of A, clean the restrooms, all that. And then I would just, by 12 o'clock, go to the donkey school and sit there for 3 hours with the gate, the poles, ice chest in my truck and sit there so they couldn't find me. And then donkey get out of, school and we go to the park, you know what I mean? And we'd get a little Caesar pizza, we eat, go to the park. We go to the park from 3 o'clock when it got out till 6. We go to Pima, look for baseballs, and then we hit racquetballs from like 7 to 9, 9:30. So I wouldn't be found, and I was with him. So he was getting me sober, and I was teaching him the game of baseball, and he was spending time with his dad.
Yeah.
So, and I was mad because I couldn't buy him shoes. I couldn't take him anywhere. I couldn't take him to a movie. I couldn't buy him nothing really, but I was spending quality time with him. And that's how I look at delayed gratification, and that's how I live now. Because before it was instant gratification. You get it, you do it now, but it's a short term. It's a short-lived. Now I live on delayed gratification. I get my little plant, I fucking water it, I talk to it, I show it love, and it grows, and it gives me a little apple, and I leave it alone. I don't touch it. You know, and if the apple falls, I'll eat it. And then the next year, it's going to have fruit for the whole family. But what we do is we do that, and then we get selfish, and it's got 2 little fruits on there, and we pluck it right away. And then the next year, it doesn't give us no fruit, and we're mad. But we did that because we couldn't be patient, you know? And God would just give me a little bit. Pretty soon, he gave me another job, and I had a little bit of money to put gas in, to give something to the kids. And I had an ex-wife who was just on my ass every single day. You know, every single day, you're a piece of shit, you're this, you're that. I hope you get hit in the car and the seatbelt, you know, stops and you light on fire and you die. And like, dude, it was just, that was what I was getting every single day. And I'm trying to get sober, and your kids need this. And I'm just like, it's just a constant.
Give me peace.
Just, I couldn't get away from it, you know? And all I knew is I had to stay sober. I had to stay sober. And, you know, I just, pretty soon I had a month sober. Then I had 2 months. And then I started getting in shape, running a little bit. And, you know, just, you know, God would send me a little thing. Here's a little extra money here. But not a lot. Just enough to get me through the day and a little bit for the morning. Because before, I didn't even have enough for the day. You know, sometimes I'd come out and my mom would leave me $10 on the little barril, you know, right there in the barrita. And that $10, bro, that was like $1,000, because that's, you know, $5.41 for a Little Caesar pizza and $4.59 for gas.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was huge. You know, because my light was always on the truck. All my lights in the Yukon, it looked like a Christmas tree, bro. Every fucking light was on there. You could imagine, bro. I don't even know how that truck ran. Seriously, bro. It was, I was just praying to be able to pick him up to school and make it to the park and make it home. That's where we were, you know?
So it's easy on one hand to make the fast money to do these things. It comes easy, but it goes easy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you take this new route where you're like, God, I surrender my life to you. Whatever I need to do to stay sober today, I'll do.
Yeah.
Okay, son, but I'm going to test you.
Yes.
I'm going to make you go through A, B, C, D, E.
All the way to Z, bro.
Right?
Wait, dude, he took me to Z. And he started it again. You know what I mean? He wasn't done ABC. It was A through Z, and we're going to start A through Z again.
But those are the lessons that some of us that are a little hard-headed need to learn.
Yes.
And then to have the stability that you have today in your life, and to have
Yes.
you had a fundamental change.
Yes.
Your spirit was changed.
Yes.
Right? And so the way you live your life today is a direct.
God first. It's just, you know, God. I say my prayers in the morning. I make sure I put God in front of everything. I make sure that, you know, if I see anybody that with their head down, say hello to them. Check on people I haven't checked on in a while. Just send them a little text. Hey, good morning. I love you. Have a good day. Just out of the blue. You know what I mean? Like, he gets them.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people just get them out of the blue, and sometimes like, bro, I just needed that.
And
right
you
now.
know who gets them is everybody that drives by one of your trucks every day.
Yes.
Because they're like, what?
Yep.
God is good. What?
Yeah.
I don't hear that. I don't hear that very often.
Yeah.
Every roof is blessed too, man.
Yeah.
That's what's great about it.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, it's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing. So God had that, you know, he had a plan. I just had to be patient, and I had to let him guide me how he was going to do it. So he sent me through different jobs. One job that I had off of Tangerine, I loved. Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 1. Dude, overtime Saturday. Oh, dude, this is it. You know, like, dude, this is the job. It was through a temp agency. I'm doing the job. They gave me my own line. I'm fucking busting ass. You know, dude, all the bosses are like, dude, this dude's like, he's handling it.
He's
you know?
a hustler.
He's got it. Everything's good. My 3 months are up. I'm going to get hired full time. Everything's good. You know? So they call me in the office. Francisco Olea at the front office. I'm pumped up. I get there. We're going to have to let you go. What? Let me go? Yeah, well, there's, you know, a lady here that doesn't feel comfortable with you here. She was like some lady that we had got into a little argument because she was trying to tell me what to do. And I'm like, just stay over there. She'd been there 20-some years. And she said she felt I was aggressive towards her and this and that. But she had already had a lot of problems with other people. But I was just another, you know, I was there for a couple months. And
You're the
she's been there
newbie.
20-some years. So,
Fresh meat.
Yeah, so that's what she did, you know. But she did me a favor. You know what I mean?
I like that you can see it that way.
Yeah. At first I was so mad, dude. I started crying. I called my mom. I said, Mom, I just got fired. Like, I just got let go. What? I go, yeah, I was doing good. Like, but this lady, and she's like, Mito, just go to San Javier and light a candle. Things are going to get better. Went straight to San Javier Mission, lit a candle, said a prayer, went home, and got another job that called me on the temp agency, started doing that for a while. That was okay. It was hard work. And just little by little, just trying to get stuff done. And then one day I get a call from one of my good buddies I used to do a lot of things for way back. We used to work together a lot, doing a lot of, selling weed together and everything. And he called me up and he's like, hey, do you know how to roof coat? And I'm like, well, yeah, my dad taught me when I was little. We used to do our house and my nanas would just, I'd get up there and help him out or whatever. And, really didn't help him out, but I'll just be up in the way, but I was watching, And I go, yeah, let me go look at your house, So I went over there. It's a small little house by Choya, like 1,000 square feet. I go, dude, I need a scraper, I need a pressure washer, I need a can of patch and like 3 cans, and I'll do it for you. All right, cool. So he got everything. So I went Friday night. Saturday morning, I scraped it, pressure washed it. Saturday afternoon, I went and patched it. Sunday morning, I went and did the first coat. And then Donkey called me. He's like, Dad, can we go hit? And I go, yeah. We could go hit. Let me, I got to go finish Louis' house. You know what I mean? And he's like, all right, can we go with you? And I go, yeah. I go, fine. So we went to Peter Piper's to go eat. And then we went to go finish the thing. And then we were going to go hit. So they're up on the roof messing around. And I'm rolling. And then we're done, And I'm getting ready to get down. And it's weird because I don't know what happened, but I'm getting ready to get down the roof. And as I'm coming down where the roof is here, my arms locked up. And I was like, and I just took my phone out, bro. Took it up, took a picture of the roof. Thank you, Jesus, for this beautiful day. God is good. Gonna take Donkey to go hit, God is good. Like it was just, put it on the post. Another guy, hey, do you roof coat? I'm like, he goes, I need an estimate. All right, I could go over there. So I went Sunday night, that night, big ass house, 30-some hundred square feet. And I go, yeah, this is what I need, this, and that. I started that house Monday morning, scraped it on my knees, got it all ready. The roof was pretty bad in some areas. And, no knee pads or nothing. I really didn't have no money. Got it done. I was there Monday through Friday, working like 7-8 hours. And then on Saturday, he's like, come on, let's go walk the roof. And so we walked the roof. And he's like, man, you did a good job. Nobody's left this roof like that before. He goes, so he paid me. And I was like, oh, my God, I didn't even know how much to charge. I'm like, oh, my God, I hadn't got that much money in a while. And he goes, and I have 5 more houses for you. I'm like, what? 5 more houses? I was happy getting that money because I hadn't seen that money, dude, in years. You know what I mean? And legit,
Yeah.
So that job loss was a redirection, basically God's redirection for your life to be able to get you this opportunity.
Yeah. And so then so with that money, I guess to my ex-wife, I guess to my mom and dad, I got a little power machine, I got knee pads, because I got 5 houses. So, hey, you know what? I got 5 houses. I could get these houses done. Just a little money to get me through the month, to get me through, a few weeks. And then my good friend Robert Lizarga, my friend Johnny Lopez out of Orange County, which, dude, he called me up. He goes, hey, get Robert Lizarga's phone. I got a little present for you. Get me his email, whatever, get the zip. Johnny made my logo, Johnny Lopez for free.
Wow.
And then, Robert Lizarga printed out 1,000 cards for free. And that's where Pancho's, cool coating started. And now we went to Pancho's Roofing. And, here we are, 12 years later, bro, just busting ass on roofs and, putting God is good. And we're just moving.
When I think, I got an opportunity to share at the Gospel Rescue Mission last week. And what I shared was really, the success that I've had is due to a lot of people in this community helping me, speaking life into me, giving me maybe something material that I needed or whatever. And it sounds like that's been the same for you, that you've had a ton of support. Yeah. When people see you start doing the right thing, knowing your past, and they're good people, and they're God fearing, God believing people.
Yeah.
They want to support your cause, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what happens right now. I don't really advertise just on Facebook. It's word of mouth, and
Yeah.
I do his roof, and then he calls his friend, and then his friend, and then their nana, and their tata, and their tío, and their tia, and their cousin, and next thing you know, I just go and we're doing their roofs, and I mean, there's people I work for that don't even live here. I've never met them, and they just send me houses.
Yeah.
And I do the roof, and I send them pictures, and they sell me. I mean, how does that even work?
Yeah, you know
And
what?
it's only on the phone.
If that's not the ultimate trust, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
But the word of mouth business is incredible
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I know Mike has clients. I've had customers over the years, clients over the years, where you do such a great job for somebody, they go tell 3 other people, 10 other people,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so you're not paying for that advertising.
No.
But also, I think everything, the struggles that you went through, made you that go the extra mile for people too, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm always looking out for the old people because they're vulnerable to just signing papers. They don't know what they're signing.
Yep.
And I just go over there, and you know what I mean. So there's sometimes I've gone over there and they got this contract they're about to sign for a new roof, and they don't need a new roof, and it's for 10 years. At $400 a month, and they're about to sign, and they're on a fixed income, and I'm like, whoa. And then I'll call up, then people be like, hey, you guys came and left this, and then they hang up. You know what I mean? And
That's kind of chicken shit.
yeah, no, yeah. But so what I'm trying to do is I picture, what if that was my nana and tata?
Right.
What if that was my mom and dad? Do I want somebody going and taking the money they're getting on a fixed income, and you're gonna take $400 for the next 10 years off them? Hell no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we got to take care of the old people because they trust everyone. I got old people. I go on the roof. They're already trying to cut me a check. I'm no, wait. Let me finish the job. Make sure you like it. Let me call your daughter before I get a check. I'm gonna call your daughter. Hey, I'm here with your mom. She's gonna give me a check for this amount of money. Just so you know, we're on the same page. They're like, oh, Pancho, thank you so much. You know what I mean? Last month you wrote a check to somebody for $500. We don't even know who they are. So that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Just help out anybody that I can. I mean, I can't give you a free roof. I can't, but I'm going to do the best to get you the best price, to get you good ass work, and to make sure that you're comfortable and make you a lifetime customer. That you don't have to worry. If you could call me, my phone, it's on all the time. If you need me on the roof, I'll be there the next day. I'll be there that same day. And, just make sure people, they're not only my customer, they're my friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How are you doing? How are your kids? How are your grandkids? How are you feeling today?
Yeah.
If you need something, if there's an emergency and somebody don't answer, call me. I'll go over there.
Oh, he does. He shows up.
Well, what's funny too? I had a guy on last week that he lives in Florida. He did 15 years in prison. He's got 40 felonies. He does door knocking for solar and roofs now out there. And we were just kind of, because I did door to door in college. But anytime you have a business where you can go into somebody's home, you're in their comfortable, safe space. They open up to you and tell you things about their life they may not tell other people. And you get an opportunity that most people will never get to, again, speak life into them, to talk to them, to get a little more intimate. And you may be the only bright light of their day that day. If they are on a fixed income, if they're older folks that don't get out in public a lot. So, yes, you're doing a business. You have a business, you're making money, but you're also providing a service that they would,
He's just doing the best thing for the client too. That's the big thing, because there's so many people that go in, like Pancho said, that they're gonna bid it. They're gonna bid it high because they just want to make the quick buck. Go to the next one, make a quick buck, and if something happens, you can't get a hold of them.
Yeah, and dude, my dad always told me I want to sleep at night. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I did a good job. It's a good price, and I didn't rob a person. Because there's a lot of people that, in anything, they're out there just robbing people. I'm not one of those people, bro. I want to sleep at night. I could go in a little old person's house and the roof is $3,000, and I can charge them $5,000 if I really want. They don't know the difference. I know the difference. I know the difference of that extra $2,000. That shit ain't gonna let me sleep at night down the road. Maybe a few times but then down the road you'll be like, dude, what you're doing is dirty.
Right, but what else I don't understand about people that conduct business that way is that sooner or later people are going to catch on to what you're doing, and your referral base is going to drop. Your repeat business is going to drop. So I mean, you're planting these seeds of good deeds, of honest work, so that you continue to get this pipeline of referrals and repeat business. So you're setting yourself up for future regardless.
Yes, sir.
So I never understood that idea of taking advantage of people who are charging a price that is probably a little too much,
So
or
it's
a
just,
lot too much.
you know, like a fast nickel beats a slow dime anytime. If I got my little jobs going every day, I'm good, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to wait for one big job and try to charge you $20,000 on a $15,000 job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, and wait for you to say yes, and then you get 5 other bids. Like, I'd rather be like, hey, I could do it for 15 and we're good. And you don't even have to look for the bids because you know it's a good price and you know you're going to have your warranty and you're going to be able to call me and I'm going to be there, bro. I'm not going nowhere. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere.
What's your phone number?
Huh?
What's your phone number?
520-891-0682.
If you guys need a roof, hit up Pancho. Give him a call. Shoot him a text. He'll take great care of you.
A text is a lot
Probably
easier.
text is easier.
Text is easier because we got all these spam calls coming.
Yeah.
But a text, you know, text me, hey, this is so and so. You know, and dude, I'll call you right back. And
Wherever you're at, if you own a home in Tucson, Arizona, Southern Arizona.
Oh gosh, yeah. Call Pancho. Pancho is the man. He will set you right. You will have a friend for life after he does your roof too. That's the great thing about it, is you have a good friend afterwards.
So, you know, you said something you touched on earlier. You're 0 to 100. That's the speed that you have.
Yes.
So you had that speed in your past life. You still have that now. And like what me and Mike have discussed is that we still use those same characteristics, but just for good now. We don't lose those things.
No,
you don't want to get rid of those things. You
No.
just want to kind of twist them over here and use them in a different light.
And see, the thing was, for me to be good was easy because my mom and dad implemented that me growing up. So for me to do the right thing, I saw it every day with my mom and dad.
Yeah.
I just chose a different path. But when it was time to get good, I just went back to what my mom and dad taught me growing up. And that's what I'm doing now because my mom and dad,
I mean, look how you led
dude, they're amazing.
Yeah.
with your kids. I mean, look at how Donkey's doing. Look at how Adeline's doing. I mean, you know, it's that love
Yeah.
and it's the passion.
Yeah. And you know what? They forgave me. You know, that was huge.
Yeah.
And my kids know, like, I told them, whatever you ask me, I'll never lie to you guys. Never lie to you guys. You might not like what you hear, so you gotta, be careful on what you ask me because I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Right.
So we have a good relationship where they know I'm there for them 24/7. I'm only gonna tell them what's best for them. I'm looking out for them, and they know I got their back 1,000%. No questions asked. And they know I had issues and I struggled. We talked about it. I talked to them. They're grown-ups now. I told them everything I did. I told them how I was. They weren't happy. They were young. But they see the change now, and they know I'm working hard to be better every day.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's a good feeling, that you don't have to hide from your kids, that you don't have to, be something that you're not. Like, they know I struggle. They know I'm still a work in progress, but they know I'm doing good. They know I take care of my mom. They know I check on my dad. My dad's an old goat. I call him on the phone. You good? He's good. Make sure your mom's good. So I make sure my mom's good. She's more fragile. She's working hard right now to be here with us.
Yeah.
My dad, I check on him. You good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Make sure your mom's good. So that's.
Your dad doesn't want you to worry about it.
Yeah. My dad's like, you need to focus on your mom. You know what I mean? Your mom's a little more fragile. I'm good. I'm here. I'm doing what I got to do. If I need something, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's just a man. He's just an old, old goat. You know what I mean? He's 80 years old, strong as hell still. You know what I mean? Still does what he wants to do. My mom's a little bit more on the fragile side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the neighborhood that you came out of Hollywood, which is between Speedway and St. Mary's, Silverbell and the Freeway,
Yes,
essentially, right?
Yes, sir.
And it is a known area for young kids to get involved with crime, with drugs, with guns, things of that nature.
Yes.
So, I mean, you got to be like somewhat of a hero and cult hero in your neighborhood, right? I mean, look at the way you turned your life around.
Well,
How do you show up for other people in your neighborhood and just by seeing you on Facebook, or do you actually go out and kind of, talk to some of these young kids?
Well, what it is I'm a lot older now, and a lot of the guys that were growing up, they're either in prison or a lot of them are dead, and it's a younger crowd. It's I don't really see too many of them, you know, because I'm in and out of the neighborhood.
Yeah. But
But
people
on
recognize you?
Facebook, or some people will be like, hey, that's Pancho, or they see the trucks or
Right.
whatever. They're like, that's Mrs. Olea's house. You know, my mom was in junior high. She knows a lot of those kids. And some of the kids went good. Some of them went bad, you know. And I mean, I love my hood. Like that's what made me. That's you know, that's what made me. I'll body Hollywood till I die. You know what I mean? That's my hood. I'll represent it every day, everywhere, wherever I'm at. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? And there's all kinds of different neighborhoods, but that's my hood.
I guess what I'm asking is, has anyone ever come to you and said, hey, I need some advice?
Yeah,
What would you do in this situation? Hey, I'm facing some time. Like, I think I want to get sober, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or-
So what happens? So here's the thing. At the end of the day, man, it's you against you. I can have lunch with you 2-3 times a week and tell you my sobriety, tell you my story, and you could go and get drunk again that weekend.
Right.
I mean, whatever you want. It's you against you, man. That's the easiest way I could put it. When you want to get right, you're gonna get right.
Yeah.
And you could have 1,000 people telling you, if you're not ready, you're not ready. You weren't ready. I wasn't ready until you were ready.
Right.
And how many people have been telling you that before?
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds, thousands, same thing with me. But until you say, you know what? I'm sick and tired, man, of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do whatever I need to do, you know? And I have friends, you know, they've been drinking for 25 years and they quit for a month. And they're like, I quit for a month. And, you know, I go, dude, you've been drinking for 25 years.
You can't reverse it that quickly, right?
And in 1 month, you want to fix 25 years of drinking.
Yeah.
Like, it's a process.
Yeah.
You know, so they go back to drinking. And you know what? Dude, people do whatever they want, bro. Like, if you drink. If you want to drink 10 beers, 20 beers, drink. I just know it's not good for me.
Sure.
And I'm not going to tell you don't drink. I'm not going to tell. It's not my business.
Sure.
But if you come up to me and say, hey, well, I'll tell you what it's done for me not to drink.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm nobody to tell you not to drink. I'm not telling to not use drugs. So I'm nobody. Like, you're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. You could go and tell a big old story throughout the day, and at nighttime, you gotta see yourself and face yourself if what you did through the day was the right thing or not. You know, if I lied to you right now, and then I go home at night, damn, I lied to Mike. You know what I mean? I lied to his face. You got to deal with that. He doesn't know I was lying. I did. So it's you against you, man. You got the bad wolf and the good wolf. Who wins? Who you gonna feed more?
Yeah.
I'm feeding the good wolf. I'm done with the bad wolf. You know, I'm gonna feed the good wolf. I'm done. You couldn't get me to do anything bad right now, bro. None whatsoever.
Right.
You know what I mean? None. Now, you know, don't mess with my family. Don't mess with my mom and dad, my kids. Okay, because I ain't scared to go back to prison fucking right away. As you touch my diamonds, my wife, okay. Besides that, you're not gonna get nothing out of me, man. Mm-hmm. I'm not going out. I'm not starting trouble. I'm not looking for fights. I'm not at the bars. I'm not, you know, I don't do that stuff. Me and my wife will go to a little dinner, you know, we'll go out, she'll have a little drink, and then she's like, okay, let's go home. I'm like, let's go home. You know what I mean? But that's just, I'm not going to be out there, bro, looking for trouble.
Yeah.
You know? This is not me no more. I want to go play pickleball. I love pickleball.
It's funny you also mentioned something to me I think it's worth touching on is that some people will come to you and maybe take a little jab or be like, hey, when are you going to start drinking again, Pancho?
Yeah,
and it's like people just don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, once you've, like you said, got sick and tired and you make this change, there's really no going back.
Nah. Bro, you could put $1 million in front of me and a Bud Light, and dude, I'd be like, I'm good, man. Because I know what destruction that beer will do. Yeah. It ain't going to be one beer.
Right.
It's going to be 10, 20, 30 beers. You know what I mean?
What do they say? One's too many and 1,000's never enough.
Yeah. So I just, dude, my life is too good right now. Dude, I'm the richest man in the world right now, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't got shit to do with money.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ain't got shit to do with money, bro.
And I know this firsthand. You're the type of guy that you have just as much fun sober, even more.
Yeah.
I mean, because for me, it was like, what's the point of getting sober if I'm not going to have fun? And like, my goal is like when I go to networking events and be around people that are drinking, I want to have the most fun out of anybody.
Yeah.
To people, where people are like questioning, is he drunk? Is what's going on over here?
Yeah.
Because I didn't get sober to be miserable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got sober to be happy and to enjoy life to the max.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And we're only here for a little while, bro. You know what I mean? We're only here for a little while. Let's make the most of it.
Yeah.
I wasted, 41 years of being a knucklehead. You know what I mean? And my goal is to have. I started drinking at 16 to 41, 25 years. I want to have 26 years of sobriety to beat my years of drinking. I want to have them in years of sobriety. So that's I'm getting 12 the 22nd this month. You know what I mean? I got 14 more to go. We're going. You know what I mean? Like that's my goal.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, life is good. It's what you make it. I'll help anybody who wants help if I really see that they want the help, because I have, I've gone to lunch with some guys and, take them to eat and we sit there for 2-3 hours. I tell them my story and they go drink that weekend. And then next week, hey, dude, okay. So we go again for lunch and then, hey, and then they go out again and then they call me again. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm going to pray for you, but you've stolen 6 hours of my time
Yeah.
that I'm never getting back.
Yeah.
And I want you to get sober. I'm praying for you, but you're not going to steal any more of my time.
I get that. And I feel that in my heart, because it's like they almost want to like get something from you physically. They think they can, like, being around you will just be enough. But it is taking time that if you're not serious, then it doesn't matter.
We're never getting it back, bro. One thing, no matter what, no matter how much money, we can't buy time back, dog.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste my time right now on things that are not beneficial for me, that are not helping my family, that are not helping my mom and dad, my wife, anybody, my business. If it's something that has nothing to do with that, that's a waste of time, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to go somewhere that I don't need to be. I'm not going to be somewhere where I could get in trouble. I'm not going to be, at a bar till 2 a.m. and driving home and I get hit by a drunk driver or get hit for someone speeding. I didn't have no business out at 2 a.m. I didn't have business out there. I don't drink. I don't got business out there, And you know what? I really, I really appreciate my wife because, we talk about that all the time and she understands that I don't have business. We don't have business at 2 a.m. out. Because after the bars close, it's a Wild Wild West out there. There's people drinking and driving. Yep. There's kids racing. There's kids racing down aviation. Dude, I could be sober as hell, going home, take off on a green light. Somebody's coming 90 miles an hour, running the red light.
Wrong place, wrong time.
And you know what? I had no business out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I go to work. I go play pickleball. My wife, she gets her hair done. I go play pickleball. She goes to work. I play pickleball. She goes to get her nails done. I play pickleball. She goes anywhere she goes. I go play pickleball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's amazing to hear that you're like, hey, I know I don't have any business out there, because that's taking personal responsibility ahead of time. Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong, and Mike and I have done a lot of this work. I mean, for us to take personal responsibility for our actions and to understand that everything that happened to us in some form or fashion was our own fault or our own doing.
We're the root.
And there's people that can never understand that.
So my dad always tell me, like, when we're blaming everybody about this, but who's the root? You're the root. You're underground. Whatever comes up out of there is on you. We got to go to the root of things, because we're like to blame people. Turn that finger on yourself.
Right.
Get in front of that mirror. Because a lot of times what we do is we tell people, well, you should really be telling yourself.
100%.
All the stuff you're telling somebody else is really indirectly supposed to be told to yourself, but you don't have the balls to do it. And that's what it comes down to. You gotta grab your nuts, and if you say something you're not gonna do, I'm not gonna do it. Grab your nuts, I'm not gonna do it. And that's hard to do, bro.
Right.
It's hard to do because it's easy to say, hard to do.
Right.
It's like a lot of these people, oh, dude, why don't you get a beer? Be a man, get a beer. I go, why don't you be a man and not get a beer?
Right. Yeah.
Why don't you be a man and not get a beer?
Yeah, where did that concept come from? You gotta drink a beer to be a man. Yeah. Or, the cultural and societal.
It's like the 80s, man.
Yeah. You gotta drink a beer and a cigarette.
The Marlboro Man.
Yeah. It's back in the 80s.
No, but I'm just saying, like, when people say, oh, dude, would you just get, but I'm like, dude, like, why don't you be a man and not grab a drink?
Right.
Correct.
They didn't like that.
No, because that's
they didn't
strength.
like that shit.
That's harder to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the the act of surrender, or the opposite of self-will.
Yeah.
Because that's easy, right?
Yeah.
It's harder to say no.
Yeah.
or to skip, let's say, a meal, or to skip, going out with friends when you know you may not necessarily drink, but you know that's not the best environment for you to be in.
So the funniest thing is I could quit drinking whenever I want. I just don't want to. All right. That's cool. If that's what you want to tell yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
the biggest lies I told were to myself.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
So until you can look yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, I'm the root cause of all this, like you're saying, how can there be a fundamental change?
I'm the problem of all the chaos around me, because you get to the point where you're in the middle and you have all these problems with all these people, but you're in the center of it.
Right.
So 20 people are wrong and you're right. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Come on. No, it's true, right?
Isn't that like your client?
It's
Your client you're telling me about the other day.
Oh man, he's right on.
Yeah.
Dude, but everybody's wrong except for you.
Yeah.
And my dad would tell me too all the time since I was little, dude, he would tell me, dude, he'd tell you got so much air in your head. You got so much, dude, I wish one day you would just listen to understand and not listen to respond. And your life is gonna change. Dude, I'm listening to respond right back to him. So I wasn't listening to shit.
Yeah.
But now, when I sit with him and he's talking to me, brother, I'm just a sponge and I'm absorbing everything he's telling me because I know I'm gonna need it when he's gone.
When did he retire?
Probably he's like 60, probably 60, 60, been retired about 18 years.
Okay.
Which mine did he work at?
San Manuel. He did almost 30 years underground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They closed that mine.
Yeah, they closed it. BHP bought it and then they just took the smelters and just flooded it.
Wow.
So, yeah, but dude, he just got all these sayings, bro, that...
Well, and I'm sure he encountered people left and right at his work that were doing bad.
Yeah.
He's probably seen it all.
Oh, yeah, he's seen everything, bro. And my dad, he'd like to drink. He drank his whole life. He still, he'll have his beers here and there, And that's the thing, we just come from a long line of alcoholics. You know what I mean? My dad's dad died at a young age, like 20-something, from cirrhosis. My dad's an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic. I got cousins. I got everybody. We've had alcohol, dude. It's just been around us our whole life, but nobody's really said, hey, this is a problem. Before you're running to get a beer for your uncle, whatever, because they give you a quarter, and then you take a drink of the beer before you gave it to him. That was normal shit, dude, especially in the Hispanic community. So normal.
If you could pass down alcoholism in your genes, your genetics, whatever your family lineage, then you can also do the opposite of that. And so you're creating a new trend within your family.
Yeah, he's the last,
right?
Yeah, he's the last.
So I've been sober almost 12 years. My brother got sober. Donkey doesn't drink. You know what I mean? He's a good kid now. My daughter will have a drink here and there, but so if I can just build a family branch that goes this way without alcohol, in the picture, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
That's the thing legends are made of right
Yeah.
there.
Right there, man.
Yeah, because I mean...
Pancho's just loaded with knowledge.
No, dude, I was the worst out of all my cousins. I was the worst out of everybody, you know what I mean? And dude, like, sometimes I can't even believe I quit drinking, bro, because of the way I used to drink.
Well, you did it, and you did it without AA. You did
Nothing.
it just
Grab
this is
my
what
nuts,
I'm
bro.
gonna do. This is what I promised my son, myself,
My
God.
daughter, my parents, everything.
Yes.
Like, I'm done, bro. Like, I'm done. But, dude, it's just holding yourself accountable for your own bullshit that you create every single day. And there's people that do that every single day, bro. They're good through the day and they have their drinks at night and then they get on Facebook and they start talking all kinds of shit.
Well, they just look at all
and
the
then in
other
the day,
stuff.
they're one person and then at night, you're like, what the hell happened? But
Yeah.
they were on one. So, like my dad would always tell me too, like, a sober mind thinks what a drunk mind speaks. And, you want to find the truth? Ask a little kid or ask a drunk person. And they're going to tell you the truth. A little kid's going to tell you, fat? Yeah, you're fat. He's going to tell you. A drunk person, you know what? I really don't like you. The shit comes out. So, you know what I mean? It's just you against you. At the end of the day, that's the battle. If you can win the battle, you against you, you're going to be okay. But that's what most people are struggling with right now, bro.
Was there one circumstance, one incident that you can remember where you're like, maybe you already said it, and I apologize if you did, but where you're like, okay, I made that decision. I'm absolutely done. Was it that night your son was knocking on the door? What was there a specific moment?
There was
a
this
turning
night,
point.
February 22nd, 2014. They had to carry me into the house, and I was throwing up blood that morning. I was throwing up blood. Blood, like blood, not blood was coming out of my stomach. And I even, when I use the restroom, I have blood. So I was already pretty much dying from the inside, man.
Yeah.
And that was like, I was about to go to the doctor that day when I took Donkey to go hit. You know what I mean? And he was the one like, Dad, you just need to quit drinking, Dad. Like you, and I'm like, dude, you're right. You know what I mean? And I was gonna die if I would have continued doing that shit. I would have got cirrhosis, and I would have.
Well, and I would argue you were already spiritually dead and emotionally dead, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah, there was God is not
the
helping
physical
me.
part was on the
God doesn't care about me. Drink. God, you know what I mean? But dude, God doesn't help those who don't help themselves.
right.
He needs to see you making that effort,
Right.
and then He's gonna come in. You know, He's always there.
Right. I was just gonna say, yeah.
He's just got to be like, hey, you've lied to me 1,000,000 times. What makes me think you're serious now? Because we lie to him every day. We lie, we sin every single day. Just thinking you're sinning on some things you think you're sinning, you know? So it's just you against you, man. What you're going to do, what you're going to let, win. And like I said, it's just, you just have everybody, guys, girls, it's just you against you. Who are you going to let win? The bad wolf or the good wolf? Whoever you feed more. And I fed the bad wolf for a long time. Sure you have. We out, and until you start saying, hey, well, I'm going to do this, and you're not going to get the results right away. Bro, they might not come for a year. They might not come for 2 years. You just got to be patient, and you got to believe, and you got to think delayed gratification. And like you said, excuse me, I'm planting trees all over Tucson. And they're going to give me fruit. And that's what they're doing right now. I got customers everywhere. I got customers that are my friends. I got customers that check on me. I got customers that I've helped some of their kids, helped some of their kids give them work, help just talk to the kids and tell them, hey, look, this is what I did. And this is where I ended up. You're going down that path and you're going to end up too, or you want to make a little change. You know what I mean? And, that's just where we're at, man.
Yeah. And I think it's beautiful you guys have a relationship and you guys spend quality time together.
Yeah, I miss my boy.
Yeah.
I miss him up there, but he's a man. He's, I check on him every day, and he's my baby.
Yeah.
It's just my daughter, she's my baby. I was just there yesterday, and every time I leave, I give her a kiss on the head. And my little, granddaughter Luna.
Yeah.
I just thank God that I'm here to see him, that I'm not dead and I'm not back in prison, because that's where I was headed.
When I think the power of your family, like loving you, showing you God's love, helped you tremendously as well. Like, yes, you made that decision. You stopped lying to yourself and bullshitting yourself. But at the same time, they kind of loved you into health and into a new way of living and into, creating a better Pancho.
Yeah. I'm trying to be the best version of myself right now. And then, like I said, dude, I got my crazy ass wife, dude. I can't. I can't thank her enough because she puts up with me, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know how she puts up with me, but she loves me, and I'm just like, I'm grateful because she deals with me 24/7.
Right.
My kids are like, okay, Dad, it's time to go, and Tiffany's just there, dude, all day with me, and I'm just like, baby, I love you because I know I'm a lot, man. I'm a handful, bro.
That's a show for another day. We'll do it. We'll do a relationship.
Yeah,
show.
we'll have to bring Tiff here.
Yeah, no, but I'm serious, bro. It's just we just be thankful for all your blessings. Wake up, say your prayers, attack the day, look out for people. Someone's hungry, feed them. Someone's thirsty, give them something to drink. If you ain't got nothing good to say, shut your mouth. You know what I mean?
I like that.
That's a good way to.
It's not a bad day.
Yeah. It's a beautiful. Today's a beautiful day. I'm here with two good friends. My guys are working. I'm gonna go see my wife for lunch right now, and hopefully she lets me go play pickleball. I don't know, but
There you go.
You're gonna have to make her get her nails done, man.
Yeah. We're gonna send her somewhere, and then maybe I go.
Exactly.
And dude, I live like 3 minutes away from Ace.
Oh, do
So
you?
I'm 3 minutes away, bro. So like any open opportunity,
You shoot right out.
I'm over there, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's dude. I can't even believe like I'm sitting here, and just like how my life has made such a turn
Yeah.
for the better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just so grateful and so appreciative of all my friends, my family, my wife, my everybody. You know what I mean? Like it's a part of everybody. It's how you say it takes a village, but it also takes a village to help people stay on the right path. You know what I mean? And that's a hard thing. Like I knew, like, oh, if I'm gonna go with Mike, we're gonna drink and get. So you know what? It's probably not a good idea to go with Mike. You have to start picking and choosing what's good for you and what's not. And that's part about just being true to yourself.
Yeah. Making those relationship changes and
And looking in the
around.
mirror, bro, and talking yourself in the mirror, bro.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things for people to do is spend time with themselves too.
Yeah.
People would rather go out with people, even if they don't really like them that much, than spend time with their own thoughts and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, people in their heads.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I know that was the case for me for
The
for
noise.
some time.
You need
Yeah.
the noise.
Yeah.
And then you have your drinks, you have whatever, then you go home and go to bed. Because if you don't, your head starts racing.
Yep.
And you can't stop it. You can't sleep.
Yeah.
You need the noise. And that's what was tough for me too when I was by myself. I had to just like figure it out. What does Pancho need to do? What is Pancho like? What's good for Pancho? I had to dissect myself
Yeah.
and really come out brand new.
Yeah.
Because I have addictive personalities. Like I don't go to the casino because I know if I go, it could be good or it could be real bad. I just don't go. Yeah. I'll go with my mom, take her to bingo, we eat, I'll play a little bit and win a little and I get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, there you go.
But if I go by I made a promise. I made a promise to myself never to go to the casino by myself. Because I know it might be good, but it might be bad. And there's a good chance it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So those are the things, that you have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. You got anything to wrap up?
Not at all. I mean, just
you got to go to Mama's house to eat.
Yeah. You looking for people to hire?
I just hired another guy who's 21 months sober. He came to me, and I'm going to give him an opportunity.
Okay.
So I can try to guide him. He's a young kid, about 21.
So you looking for more kids, a bigger crew? Or are you good with
right
the
now?
size
I got a
you're
good
at?
crew. I got people doing everything that I need to get done, and I'm in there too. This kid just kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm gonna give him an opportunity.
Nice.
Just to try to help him because he's struggling. He's sober. He's had a rough life, and I'm gonna give him an opportunity, and I'm gonna have him with me, and I'm gonna see if I can just
Mold them.
Yeah, have him stay on the straight path. Because he did a lot of drugs. He did a lot of bad shit. He was talking to me about it, and I'm just like, and he just told me, he goes, I just need a good person in my life, and I need to get closer to God. I said, cool, let's go.
Got the good person.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
So he's gonna start Monday, and we're just, we're gonna get going.
One day at a time.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. So if anybody's looking for a mentor, we got two fantastic ones right here.
Yeah.
Mike, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can, my website, MikeCurryCoaching.com. If you're a business owner or salesperson, I want to talk to you. If you've got a problem with alcohol, if you want to stop drinking, I've got a program that can help you stop within 90 days. If you need a new roof, hit up Pancho. He gave his phone number. Let's get that one more time.
520-891-0682.
And then if you need an insurance quote, of course, call Mike Bader, State Farm Agency, First and River. What's your?
520-878-0098. I've got 4 ladies that work there. They're fantastic. If you just want a solid quote just to find out where you're at, give us a call.
Auto, home.
Everything. Auto,
Everything.
home, life insurance.
He has all my trucks.
Okay.
Pancho had
all
one
my
Yukon
trucks,
one time.
All my family, everybody's with Mike. So yeah.
Pancho gets a new car every 6 months. So
No,
he's a
no.
great client, man.
I wish.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful day. Pancho, thank you for your time.
Thank
It's
you.
been
I appreciate
wonderful.
you guys so much, man. I love you guys.
Absolutely.
All right,
Love you,
let's
bro.
go.
Appreciate
keep
it.
going.
Let's get out of here.
We